Tim Mueller, Riverdog Farm, owner and figurehead, but supported by and deeply involved with a crew of about 45. So, well, the first 2-acre plot was actually in Napa County because my aunt and uncle ran Frank's Fresh Foods. And that's what brought me to the St. Helena and Rutherford area back in 1990. I was working for a farm that they were buying from, and that farm went out of business, and I picked up the lease. Definitely a founding principle. We've been organic from the start. We got certified first certified in 1993, and wanted to be organic. I grew up in the Midwest and wanted to grow organic food. Laying hens were the first animal inclusion because customers wanted eggs, and it was a good piece of it felt like it would fit our hens. I think you can see them in the background in those trailers. They are part of a long-term rotation. They're on an alfalfa, grass, clover mix for 3 years, and then we go back to vegetables. So it's a deep rotation, and what they leave behind is amazing. So yes, and then hogs came because I'd been away from confinement hog operations long enough to think I wanted to go back into hogs. And then we were having to compost tons and tons of waste product, and I knew the hogs could eat that. So that was what drove us to hogs initially. And now we bring in other people's waste product. We pick up from other vegetable farms, organic vegetable farms. We pick up from Strauss. We pick up from Cowgirl. We pick up from Belfiore. We bring all sorts of people's organic waste product to the farm and feed. So it keeps us very tuned into having delicious food because we get instant feedback from our CSA and from our farmers market and from our direct to retail folks like you guys. If something isn't great, we hear about it right away. And so it keeps us very on point with quality and flavor. The farmer's market is the best instant feedback loop. A favorite season? Oh boy. I always like to say my favorite month is the month between December and January when it's quiet. But that month doesn't exist. It's never quiet on the farm. But so really spring, I think, is my favorite because you have to ramp up a little bit of manic energy to have the optimism that it takes to keep farming. You need it every day on the farm because we all wake up, we all work hard, we all work against the odds. The system is rigged against small farms. The system is rigged against people of limited capital. Co-ops are an amazing answer to that. And spring is optimism embodied, but you have to bring that spring optimism to every day of the year, or you can't get up at 4 a.m. every day. I moved to the Cape Valley initially almost against my will, but there was a great community here. I felt like we were too far away from the Bay Area, and it's a little too cold here in the winter. It's a little too hot in the summer, and the water is salty. It's alkaline. So, but we have made it work here because there is an amazing community here. And the ethos of coopetition is very strong here. We haul for each other. We buy seed together. We run out of something and run to the neighboring farm for boxes, rubber bands, seed, childcare, whatever it is. And we make it work across the seasons. We borrow equipment between farms. We've even bought equipment together So without that community, none of us would make it, I would say. I would say that all of the challenges that we have today, we have had forever farming. They just feel more acute. Immigration, fear around immigration is stronger now than it has been since, say, the weird days of Duke Mason and Wilson, back in the 90s. Economic stress feels very real again now. The consolidation of produce companies under people like Grub Market, UNFI, Amazon has meant that farmers are getting screwed harder and harder all the time. Consumers feel like produce is more expensive, but we are all getting paid less than we did 10 years ago. Hence co-ops. Like we are not selling to those wholesalers anymore. We can't do it. I like to tell them two things. Easier for me just to write you a check if I'm going to sell it to you for that price, or I'd rather feed it to my pigs than sell it to you at that price. The marketplace is very bad right now and has been for really since COVID. It was rough before COVID. It's gotten worse post-COVID. So, wow. All of us on farm love what we do. Most of the workers on the farm could make more money in construction or even in hospitality, but they are farmers at heart. I could probably have made more money doing other things. I'm locked into farming at this point. This is what I've been doing since I was 23. But I love what I do. This is a beautiful place to be, to live, to raise children, to hope for grandchildren, to be a part of everybody else on the farm's life, to have people like you all out to the farm. And so that is what inspires me to keep going. When I feel like we're just not making it, I remember that this farm is not just my livelihood, but the livelihood of everybody who works here. And so we all have to remember that and work together. So.